Graduates, you may take your seat. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you all to the 138th commencement ceremonies at Webster City High School. My name is Brent Jorth, and I'm the principal, and I'm joined on stage by Associate Principal Mr. Whitehill, Superintendent Mike Sherwood, and School Board President Beth Van Diest. At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage Tyler Boltina, Senior Class President, to welcome you on behalf of the class of 2018.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2018 Webster City High School Commencement Ceremony. I am Tyler Boltina, and I'm honored to have served as the president of the class of 2018 for the past 4 years. I'd like to start out by thanking the people that made today possible for each graduate. Mr. Sherwood, Mr. Jorth, Mr. Whitehill, the school board, and all of the faculty and staff that have put in so much work to make our high school career successful. I'd also like to thank the parents, guardians, and family members that have helped us achieve this great milestone in our lives. For those of you that don't know what the class of 2018 is about, I'd like to give you a brief summary of who we are and what we strive to become. The class of 2018 doesn't strive to be average. Our teachers, coaches, administration, and many others have taught us to work hard and push ourselves until we have succeeded in whatever we do or have given everything we have trying. This class has been blessed with success throughout the past 4 years. Whether it is academically, in the arts and music, athletically, or in the many other areas of activities in the high school, this is a class that doesn't hope for success, we expect it. I don't see that changing as we move on into the next phase of our lives. With that, I encourage each and every one of you as high school graduates to keep striving for great things in whatever your plans are for the future, because although it seems like everything is coming to a close, it is not the end of the road, it is just the beginning. Although it might seem a little unusual, I believe our lives are very comparable to that of a tree. Up to this point, the majority of our lives have taken the same route. We all live in different circumstances, but for the most part, we have all followed a similar routine for the past 13 years. By waking up for school, attend class, go to practice or other obligations, and then repeat it the next day. I refer to this as the trunk of the tree, because like the trunk, all our lives have taken the same path. As our lives move on forward from this day, we also move up the tree. Our lives are going to branch off in different directions as we continue our education, enlist in the service, or go straight into the workforce. Our lives may cross again, or they may not, depending on which direction our branch grows. But no matter what branch you decide to take, make sure you grow to your fullest potential and continue to reach for the sky. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. At this time, we'd like to welcome the Purple and Gold Singers to the stage. Mr. Witherspoon, seniors, you may take the stage. Each year, the senior class selects 2 students they would like to hear from at graduation. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Lacey Westberg. Lacey's the daughter of Sherry Westbrook of Webster City and Scott Westberg of Esterville. Let's give her a round of applause.
First off, on the behalf of the class of 2018, I would like to thank you all for coming today. Now, I know that you all probably wanted like a short and simple speech, but this class picked me and Katie, so they did this to themselves. I know it's hot, cramped, and crowded, but trust me, it's no different than the high school halls, so I promise that you'll be okay. I survived 4 years of it, and trust me, it will be over faster than you think. I would also like to take a moment to thank the people who got us through this. Google, Quizlet, and Slater. And I guess the parents and teachers too. So, in my time at high school, I have learned that high school is like a 101 class, an introduction to real life. Not so hard that you want to cry all of the time, but just some of the time between those very particular moments, like at 11:27 and 11:30 between physics and algebra 2. Most of the time, these 101 classes are the hardest to understand because everything is new to you. You don't quite understand how everything works, and then finally when you do, you just kind of stop showing up because you realize that you can miss 8 classes before you get withdrawn. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that in my time at high school, I've learned a lot. In your time in high school, you've probably found out a little bit of who you are. Now, don't get too excited because things will continue to change as you grow more. But for now, you have, let's say, a blueprint. Some of you have been in athletics, some of you have been in the arts, and some of you have been in nothing at all. And that's okay. Some of you know exactly what you're doing right after you walk across this stage today, and some of you have no idea. And that's okay. But right now, the point is not what you will be doing next, but what you have already done. Today is to celebrate us and all of our accomplishments. You see, before age 9, you only remember about 39% of the memories from your childhood. And once you hit 10, you start to have a more stable memory. You can remember some conversations and how your friend chased you around the park, but you may forget. And as the years go by, our memories usually strengthen, unless you are like our very talented class of 2018 and have mastered the skill of selective memory, similar to that of selective hearing, which we all know and love. Like, you can totally remember that argument that you won back in the 6th grade, but when your teacher asks if you're ready for the test that they assigned yesterday, your automatic response is, "Oh my God, we have a test today?" So, there are some things that you may forget. All in all, we are lucky to have made some of the best memories in high school, because high school is where you make the most, and usually remember them all. You see, our grade is, actually pretty average, but we have done some pretty amazing things. We have had people go to state wrestling numerous times, play on the football team that has made us all proud, competed at state track, performed at all-state speech, placed first at conference art shows, win Best Director, put on some amazing productions, win FFA leadership competitions, and sung our hearts out. But beyond all of the school involvement and academic pleasure, we have also played some pretty funny tricks, such as the SpongeBob, "All food must remain in the cafe." Thanks for that one, Katie. And as we journey into our next walk of life, I want you to remember all of the things that you have learned in this Life 101 class, so you can start taking things like Life 302, aka adulthood. Now, if you're anything like me, you have probably tried to Google yourself out of a few sticky situations, such as when you have a homework assignment due in like 10 minutes, or when your gas tank is on E and you're on your way home from the away football game with no idea where you are. A great way to find these hacks is on Pinterest. Pinterest is great for getting a jump start on that major chemistry project or finding that one special quote to get you through finals week. But some of the most valuable things on Pinterest are the life hacks. Like life hack number 1, use a dryer sheet to get deodorant stains off of clothes. Or life hack number 2, use a coffee pot to make ramen. This one will be useful to those of you living on a budget. Now, those life hacks were for everyone, but I have a few of those specifically for us at WCHS, such as, number 1, always make friends with the custodians. They can unlock any door for you at any time. Number 2, now if you really have to go, number 2, please use the locker room. Number 3, keep a Pop-Tart in your bag even if it's crushed, because I promise someday your stomach will thank you. And number 4, if you decide to not keep that Pop-Tart in your bag, be sure to be super nice to the kitchen staff so they will accidentally slip you seconds at lunch. And number 5, do not use Slater. I know I gave it credit earlier in my speech, but trust me, all of the math teachers are super smart and they know when you're using it. Number 6, the school counselors are actually the best people ever. Shout out to Ms. Seliger for helping me write this, so use them. Number 7, and I cannot stress this one enough, freshmen in the back. I waited 4 years for my spot at the top of the student section, and I am not giving it up to you just because you were here first. It's earned, not given. And number 8, don't take your time here for granted. It feels like yesterday we were all those freshmen standing in the back of the student section, and now look at us. We have to sit with the parents. So cherish the memories that you're making right now. I promise you'll look back and laugh at the time that all of the boys were wearing jorts and cutoffs for America Night. Here's to us on making our memories, making our life hacks, and leaving our legacy as the class of 2018. Thank you, and go Crusaders! I meant Lynx.
Thanks, Lacey. I appreciate I could contribute to your speech. All right, at this time, let's welcome Katie Greenfield, the daughter of Tammy and Troy Greenfield of Webster City.
Thank you. I'm Katie Greenfield, and I was actually voted as most likely to give a speech at college graduation for the yearbook this year, but I guess I'm just ahead of the game per usual. The start of our timeline begins in August of 2005, when a majority of us attended our first day of kindergarten. Many of us had our shoes tied by our parents, our pictures taken in front of the bus, which would whisk us away to the elementary school of our family's choice. We were blissfully unaware of the fact that we were starting our journey to graduation, the journey that would fly by entirely too fast. In 2008, the Pleasant View kids made the move over to Sunset Heights. Reluctantly, our grade began to form the combination into what it is today. Over these years, we experienced donuts with dad and muffins with mom, learned how to type, and had the soccer balls confiscated many times when we got too rough during recess. This wouldn't be the first time our class made some trouble for ourselves. The year is now 2010. We head over to the middle school. This was the beginning of finding ourselves. We began to be involved with things like sports and band. During this time, we were joined by our peers from Stratford and St. Thomas. We cheered on Mrs. Hacker Kluver when she beat cancer, learned how to pay it forward during Character Counts Week, and somehow got our lunchtime catch-up privileges taken away. We can't forget March of 2014, when we attended WC to DC and managed to get caught in a blizzard. But a few feet of snow can't keep Iowans at bay, and we're still able to have the adventure of a lifetime. August 19th, 2014 was a nerve-wracking day for our class. We finally crossed the threshold into Webster City High School and could officially call ourselves high schoolers. Freshman year, Northeast Hamilton students finally made our grade complete. Our 4 years at WCH have been nothing but an adventure. We followed the football team to the Dome, attended a plethora of dances where we learned bumping and grinding is strictly prohibited, and continue to laugh at ourselves through all the goofy situations we managed to land ourselves in. But if we were really good, we could even earn a good student wristband from a teacher, thanks to our vice principal, Mr. Whitehill. In the last few years, we watched our boys take the final steps off of the football field, voted for the crownings of our kings and queens, teared up during the final bow of the spring musical, and took our last stroll through the schools which have built us into the young adults we have become. We were not the easiest class, far from it, but I wouldn't have traded a day with all of you hooligans for anyone else. May 20th, 2018, our final day of loving the Lynx together. Today, our timeline ends as Webster City students. We entered the room as classmates. We leave this room as alumni. As soon as we march out of this gym, we begin an entirely new timeline. I'm proud to call myself a member of the class of 2018. It has been an honor and a pleasure to serve as your vice president these past few years. Mr. Whitehill, I believe our class is now ready to exchange our good student wristbands for our diplomas. Thank you.
All right, we'd like to welcome our seniors back to the stage for their rendition of Imagine. Mr. Witherspoon. Thank you, seniors. At this time, we'd love to hear from Miss Dom and the concert band. Seniors, you may join them. At this time, I'd like to recognize the students receiving the Cessna 3.75 Scholarship Award. These students have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.75 or higher over the course of their entire high school career, ranking them as the top students in the class of 2018. Students, when you hear your name called, please stand, turn and face the audience to be recognized for your academic excellence. Members of the crowd, if you would please, hold your applause until all students have been recognized. Tyler Boltina, Marin Bohr, Haley Floss, Katie Greenfield, Haley Johnson, Matthew Johnson, Hallie Mason, Alicia Obrecht, Sinisty Olson, and Sarah Vogelbacher. Let's give these students a round of applause. All right, scholars, you can take your seats. I'm going to turn the stage to Mr. Whitehill.
On behalf of the staff and administration of Webster City High School, I present the class of 2018. These students have completed all requirements as set forth by the State Department of Education and the Board of Education of Webster City Community Schools. I recommend they be granted diplomas signifying the completion of these requirements. Will the first row of the class of 2018 please rise and come forward to receive your diploma as I call the final roll. Tyler Paul Boltina. Arteet Apilat. Alexis Kimberly Albrecht. Matthias Nicholas Anderson. Michael Evan Engstrom. Chandler James Derrick Baird. Gabrielle Mary Bergman. Eduardo Bernal Cobo. Robert Brendan Blackburn. Alejandro de Jesus Bobadilla Melchor. Marin Elizabeth Boer. Jackson Eugene Brady Hobart. Briar Gage Bryan. Michelle Ali Bunpan. Alexander Michael Burns. Antonio Caez. Kimberly Zamora Caez. Kirsten Marie Carlson. Austin David Carpenter. Finney Darmendrakamar Shadheri. Jesse James Cherry IV. Tanner J. Cross. Logan Scott Danielson. Rosalie Jean Davis. Alexis Stark Dorothy. Logan Moretz Duff. Danielle Megan Dravage. Hawken Bailey Edwards. Jesse Donald Eli. Desiree Bell Farwell. Brandon Michael Fisher. Haley Marie Flaws. Thomas James Ford. Kaylee Lamar Fortune. Marissa Angel Lynn Garles. Katie Marie Greenfield. Jocelyn Megan Grisham. Kristen Lane Grisham. Danera Isabel Guandale. Maxwell Henry Hackbarth. Zachary Charles Higginson. Carson Joshua Hartnett. Harrison Wade Hayes. Hunter Wade Hayes.
Didn't want you to miss that one.
Mackenzie Lynn Hadeen. Trinity Renee Hegabo. Nicholas Benjamin Henriksen. Grace Amelia Hoffman. Brandon Jerome Hovland. Hunter William Howlett. Cale Mitchell Hubbard. Blake Robert Johnson. Haley Elizabeth Johnson. Liberty Anne Marie Johnson. Matthew Scott Johnson. Cooper Michael Jondal. Ross Michael Kane. Mason Lynn Keller. Shamari Caroline Kamsai. Megan Margaret Cum. Devlin Michael Larson Pels. J.C. Andrew Byron Lawrence in absentia. Cooper Samuel Lawson. Matthew David Lenning. Bing Brian Lovan. Evan Robert Mark. Logan Earl Mark. Romel Josmar Martinez. Hallie Davis Mason. Briar Michael McCoy. Kira Noel McKee. Noah Scott McKinney. Stacy Lynn Meyer. Hannah Marie Miller. Rocco Joe Miller. McKenna K. Mitchell. Cameron Chase Moen. Aurora Kaylin Moss. Hannah Raylyn Mulholland. Cassidy Nicole Nerland. Avery Grace Newman. Alicia Gabrielle Obrecht. Brett Daniel Olmsted. Sinisty Sue Marie Olson. Dylan Addison Peck. Edgar Perez Raimundo. Noah Jacob Perfect. Katrina Pompong. Mwanipan Jessica Pompong. Jaden Dawn Powers. Avery Nicholas Prue. Connor John Prusman. Lucas Alan Maxon Romiller. Eliza Jane Runyon. Daniel Bruce Shire. Courtney K. Siders. Daniel David Spiker. Brianna Marie Straight. Lauren Kylie Swan. Jordan Edward Tanner. Reese David Taylor. Stephanie Gaska. Haley Monica Thompson. Melly Deja Taft. Noah Douglas Timmons. Jacob James Van Houten. Miapu Tamala Bonkam. Emma Claire Van Sickle. Mason Alexander Vasquez. Tristan Allen Vesterby. Sarah Ann Vogelbecker. Caitlin Rose Wagner. Lacey Darlene Westberg. Zane Thomas Williams. Shania Joe Worthen. Juan Zacharias. On behalf of the school board, administration, and staff of Webster City High School, I present the class of 2018.